Hi guys, well, welcome to my humble abode. Today I just want to make a video explaining why I'm no longer vegan. Well, I'm no longer vegan because I felt sick. I felt like if I continued on that path, maybe something would have happened to me. Maybe I would have developed a disease or something. I would have not died. Let me not be too annoying, but basically I just wanted to make this video because it's not because I don't like the vegan community. It's not like I have anything against veganism, because I'm going to explain to you guys why I went vegan and why I do believe in the movement, except that it did not work for me. And not that it cannot work in the future, but I think people should be aware of those kind of things, because veganism is advertised as like a cure all. You have diabetes, go vegan. It's going to solve all your problems. It's, the 14 major cause of diseases in the US. It can cure them all. Um but just a little bit of background. I just want to say that I went vegan for I've been vegan for, well, I was vegan for 3 years, but I've been veg for 4 years, because I went vegetarian for a year in 2016, and then I became fully vegan in 2017 because I wrote papers. If you did not know, I graduated. You can see the ring. I graduated from FSU, my love. Black scholar over here. But yeah, so I graduated, and I've written countless papers and stuff about veganism, and I convinced a lot of people to go vegan because I believed in the idea. I still believe in the idea, but as I said, I'm going to explain myself a little bit more. I just want to enter a disclaimer real quick. So I am not a dietitian, and every time I said nutritionist in the video, I really meant to say dietitian. I mean, there's a difference between the US and the UK, so you can look that up too. But all the health claims that I've made, my arguments still stand. But all the health claims that I made, I just want to let you know that I don't know if they are substantiated. Like, of course, you can go ahead and double check them, look into the biochemistry and the dietetics of them all. But yeah, get to your own conclusion with that. And I don't want to be another person that feed false information. So definitely go ahead and double check them. So I am an environmental studies major, which convinced me that being vegan was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do because of the environmental issues. So I was never really like an ethical vegan, or, well, over the years I did kind of become like more of an ethical vegan. Not, yeah, kind of, but I really did it for environmental reasons. And then I never really did it for health either. Maybe if I did it for health, I would have been um more I would have researched more about the health claims. But I was never I really wanted to just do my part to help the planet, because I drive a car and I'm just like, how can I reduce my carbon footprint? Easy, with your food, because you eat every day. So that's what I did. But I've developed things that really and I know a lot of vegans are going to be like, oh, you did not do it right. But let me explain my case. So I'm Haitian, if you don't know. So we eat a lot of rice anyway. Like, you cannot even convince your parents to stop feeding you carbs. Like, we eat pasta for breakfast. We eat some heavy carbs, okay? So I was just like, well, it's no big deal. I'm gonna go vegan. I'm still gonna be Haitian. I'm still gonna eat my Haitian dishes. My Haitian dishes? I don't know. My Haitian dishes, I don't know. But I'm just gonna turn them vegan. So that's what I did. I would cook rice and beans, and then just like buy the meat. I mean, it's processed, but still protein. What's wrong with that? I was a very, very big proponent of protein, so I would just buy like the mock meat. And they taste nice, they taste good, they really did satisfy me for some time. And then so basically I'm just saying that I do cook, like, you see, rice and beans, and then I would just add the meat for like protein and stuff like that. And I would eat my fruits and vegetables. But basically, now that I'm not vegan anymore, I'm thinking that I was eating way too much carbs. What I was not thinking about is that it's not really like full protein. It still has carbs, and they put some peas and some different stuff. So I feel like, I'm not saying that protein was an issue, but I'm just building my case here. Just like, please listen. So being Haitian, I just focus on like eating right, just cooking the same dish, but just replacing your ingredients. Like, I would buy vegan cheese, vegan mayo, vegan everything. I would veganize everything. And then at the end of like I guess like around like the second, third year of me being vegan, I think I was a junior in college. That's when everything started to happen. I told my mom to pray for me because I would like sleep for like 8 hours. I woke up and I was still sleepy. I would fall asleep in class. And imagine, like, I went to my ecology class, and I really love ecology, and the professor was very interesting. Like, if I was not engaged in something or in a conversation, I would just literally fall asleep. I was so tired. I was looking up. I thought, I convinced myself that I had adrenal fatigue. I was just like, oh my God, like, I'm 21 and I literally feel like I'm 60. Like, I'm getting very old. Not like my skin or anything like that. As you can see, I just came off the vegan diet and my skin is still looking good. That's not the point. The point is, it's not like being vegan did not give me some health benefits, which I think it did. But except that, eating like in that balanced diet, following trends like a 80-10-10, because essentially, not that I was really like an 80-10-10 person, but now thinking about it, with the amount of carbs that I was eating, very little amount of fat, very little amount of protein. So I started to like be very fatigued, so fatigued. I was just like, I called my friend one day. I'm just like, bro, I don't know what's going on. Like, what do you think? I take a multivitamin. I don't have it here. Like, I bought magnesium at some point. I still have the magnesium here. I literally had to take a caffeine pill at some point. That's how much I could not like stay awake. So I bought so many vitamins, so many different things. I was convinced that my iron was low. I was convinced that everything was low. So I was just like, I bought pills for myself because I was just like, I bought some vitamins and stuff. I started drinking them. But I was always conscious of B12, so I think I did take some B12, but I was not very religious because it's just like, oh yeah, well, if you're going vegan, definitely take your B12. But I'm just saying, like, that was my mistake. But I did end up taking my B12 regularly, and to be honest, after I started being so sick and tired, I went to the doctor. And the summer of 2019, I would just say, I don't know what is wrong with me. They did all the tests in the world, and all the vitamins were right. My iron was low, but she was just like, my doctor was like, oh yeah, your iron level is low, but it's nothing concerning. So I would just say, okay, so it's nothing concerning. What is it? So I started taking like an iron pill with like my multivitamin, and then I stopped. I was just like, that's too much. And then in the summer of 2020, I was so like ready to get better because it's so draining. Imagine, like, I'm going to school. No one wants to know that, oh, you tired. Like, I'm getting my master's in the next couple of days. Well, not days, like, but couple of months. Nobody, like, no professor is gonna be like, oh, you tired. Oh, you don't have to do your homework. So I was like, I need to find why am I always tired? So I called my friend. I was just like, on top of the daily multivitamin that I take, I think I'm gonna take an iron pill. Like, it worked for 2 days, and then after that, it didn't work anymore. I was tired again, so tired. I started to exercise every day. And then I would just say, okay, like, it's okay for you to exercise, but why do you have to exercise every day for you to even get like a little bit of energy? I had to work out. And then I was just like, that's not normal. I don't know what to do anymore. And I started watching the Whack with Veganism. But mind you, when I saw those videos before, I was just like, no, you just didn't do it right. So I started watching those videos and I saw a common thread. Like, if I can find her channel, I'll probably type it on the screen. But she said that she felt fatigued and stuff. I mean, granted, I did never take any omega-3s or anything like that. Like I remember I went to a nutritionist. I bought some flaxseed oil for me to drink because I was so tired. And then literally I was willing to drink oil every day just so I could get, I don't know what I was missing, but I was willing to do anything. um and then I started watching the videos, as I was saying, and then people were saying how they were like tired and stuff, and I'm just like, maybe I need to quit veganism. Why am I always tired like that? Mind you, that was after 3 years. It was everything, but never my diet. I never questioned my diet because in my head, and that's why I'm making this video. In my head, I was thinking, yeah, what could be wrong? Like, people have like heart disease on like other diet and stuff like that. So I definitely need to my vegan diet is not causing that. So I started, I would just say friend, I called my friend who's studying public health. I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna stop being vegan for a while, man. Like, if it's not that, then I will go back to being vegan. And I've been doing that for a month. And guess what? I have energy. I had to take a nap every day. I felt so tired. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I still don't know what it was, but I just know that I told myself that I would leave the diet alone for like a month or something and see what is going on. And I did, and now I'm feeling better. I started watching a bunch of videos and people were having some weird things, and now I'm learning about like omega-3s. I'm learning about, I watched a bunch of videos that were just like, okay, protein is not an issue. So I'm like, protein is not an issue. I never questioned that. um I just know that, okay, you eat rice and beans and it has complete protein and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna go vegan, not that it's not possible, but you literally need to understand a lot about nutrition. But if I were to ever go vegan again, I will work with like a nutritionist and know exactly what to eat. And the minute I start feeling shitty again, I'm quitting. Well, not, or I'll try like my best to find like plant-based alternatives. But if it's not working, because it's so, like, I heard that, like, plant vitamins and protein and stuff like that, they're absorbed differently than animal protein. And of course, I know all the vegan arguments, like, yeah, you're not a baby cow. Like, I can understand the moral arguments and all of that. But I just want to say that I did try everything and I felt so sick. I still appreciate the vegan movement. As I said, I went vegan for the environment. Okay, we can eat grass-fed meat, but I do think that we might not have enough grass and enough cows, the way we want. The demand for meat is definitely a lot, and if we can decrease it, that would be great. So that's why I do my part. Like, I now, like, I get my eggs from the farmers market. I get fish from like a local fish store, a market, a local fish market. I get my goat milk from the farmers market. I try my best to like support local farms and cause the least amount of harm possible, because if you really think about it, you get almond milk that is grown in California, and I can just get goat milk from my farmer's market. Like, it's definitely an argument that can be made here. Is it really sustainable? So, we know that people are getting diabetes all the time, heart attacks, and a bunch of things that are preventable. So I don't advocate for like eating excessive amount of meat, but I do agree that we can reduce our consumption. Like, even now, the way I eat, I feel like it's the healthiest. Like, for example, I would eat like an egg a day or something. I know that they always talk about cholesterol, but from my research, cholesterol, like, your body needs it. And eggs give you vitamin this and vitamin B12, all the protein. As I said before, eggs are very nutritious, and I was convinced that eggs were the devil on a vegan diet. And that chickens have eggs not for me to eat and stuff like that, because they're chicken, period. And I just found that the chickens lay eggs regardless. They lay eggs regardless. So And if I feed a chicken, then I feel like, yeah, we can have that symbiotic relationship. Is it symbiotic or mutualistic? Mutualistic relationship. Like, Americans tend to be disconnected from the foods that they eat. Yes, I'm an American. I'm an American, yeah. But some people don't even know what a chicken look like. Some people don't even know that turkeys have very big plumage. Like, we just go to the store, we don't really understand a lot of things. So when it comes to ethical issues, people in other developing countries need to eat meat. I mean, if you go somewhere else, I went to Colombia, it's very hard. I went to Colombia this summer and it was so very hard to be vegan. I can see the ethical reason, because the way that they grow meat in the US is so, the CAFOs, and the way they let the cows eat corns instead of grass, it's very disturbing. I do agree with that. So that's why I try to get my stuff from like the farmers market and stuff, and hopefully I pray God that the animals are not suffering, and that they're living a good condition. But the ethical reasons, as I said, debatable. Health reasons, they're not proven for me, because honestly, the way that the vegan diet is advertised is that it cures all. I do believe in balance. So even with my current diet, I don't overeat animal products. I don't overeat none of that. I eat fruits, vegetables, I still eat carbs and, good amount of fats from, the meat that I eat, like fish or, so I try to balance it out. I try to not like overdo it on carb or anything like that. If you want to go vegan, definitely go vegan, experience it for yourself. And most importantly, definitely plan with your nutritionist. Don't just think you can do it. Definitely do your research before you go vegan, because it can help. It can help a lot, but also you have to be mindful. It's not really a cure-all. But yeah, I wanted to make this video to explain my side of the story and why I'm no longer vegan. Maybe I'll try it in the future. As I said, if I ever do, I need to consult a nutritionist. I'm not gonna take BS advice from anybody from YouTube or something like that anymore. But yeah, if you want to go vegan, but think critically. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks. Bye.